Steelers have lost 3 of 4. They beat the Colts last week, though. Why is their offense suddenly failed?
To me, it's DK and Aaron. You look at how Aaron likes to operate an offense. Since wherever he's gone, he likes to have that one guy that he puts in different situations, whether it's a slot, whether it's outside, and he just continues to feed him the ball. And with those routes that he likes with that person, a lot of it is very detail-oriented. Hey, back shoulder, over the top. You got to be on the same page. And you see on some of these plays, bad angle there, or just different angles. Again, we talked about Aaron today. Look to the left here, something was really off. Now we're trying to make plays. And he doesn't have the ability like he once did to roll out and create off schedule consistently. And here's another one where DK and him are just on different pages. He runs into Derwin James. It was kind of all day. When DK comes out and has, I believe, 7 targets and ends with 3 for 35, that's a problem.
Wow.
The run game wasn't going on. The 4th downs here, again, pretty lame attempt here to 4th and 6. You'd like something drawn up. And Jay, as much as I want to sit here and say, hey, these are the receivers' faults. Like, a lot of this, I did feel like Aaron was off today. The ball wasn't as accurate it normally was. And sometimes when you're playing this feel game where it's not really a system, it's I'm going to put the ball where I need to, it's hard to get into that chemistry and rhythm as a receiver as well. And that's when, hey, we're just a little bit off. It tips off Calvin Austin's hands. DK, you start playing tentative, Is Aaron going to throw it back shoulder, or is he going to throw it over the top? And when you think like that, you get tonight's offensive performance, which was pretty putrid.
Last week, the Bills beat the Chiefs. You had high praise for Josh Allen, as did literally everyone on the planet. How shocking was this loss to the Dolphins?
I floored because it negates last week. You said it. You're already behind the 8 ball because you lost to New England earlier in the year. And New England has the weak schedule. Everybody knows this. You can't slip up against Miami. Again, it negates the win last week. And what shocked me was the run game. You look the last 2 weeks, James Cook has been phenomenal. He rushed for over 200 against Carolina a couple weeks ago, 114 last week against the Chiefs. He's really become the identity of their offense, this offensive line, and James Cook. And today, 53 total yards. And again, it was 16-0 at points, so it wasn't like a blowout. And in a rain game, you would have thought that was the case. And then what was tough to watch if you're a Bills fan was the turnovers came because we had to go right to recess-style ball.
Right.
And Josh can do it. We saw in the highlight film, he's running around making circus plays. But, Jay, when you run that style of offense, that's when mistakes happen. You're trying a little too hard. You fumble it. The interception in the end zone, we're trying to make stuff up. And next thing you know, you're just on a different page. Boom, it's a turnover. So, again, the run game got stopped. I was shocked about that. And the pass game just has not looked fluid without the run game really all year.
You had to expect that question for the reporter, for Sean McDermott, about the fact that Brandon Beane, the Bills GM, was not able to acquire any extra help at the trade deadline. I assume, and he said, I tried.
Yes.
I can't make people trade with me. But I assume you're disappointed in Beane for not adding to this roster.
You mind if I go on a little bit of a rant
here we go. Can Luke have the floor?
Jay, he said in one of his interviews, I'm going to overpay. Then overpay.
Right.
You have Josh Allen, league MVP, arguably the best football player on planet Earth. You've been decimated by injuries. If not now, then when? If the Buffalo Bills go to the Super Bowl this year and lose, the Bills fans will not consider this a successful season. This franchise, when you have Josh Allen, is here to win. It's here to win the Super Bowl. This is the window. This is the guy. He's the league MVP. He's arguably the best football player on the planet. Overpay. You lost Ed Oliver. You lost Hoyt. Shout out Oakville, Ontario. Okay. Overpay for Quinnen Williams.
Yeah.
Do it. You look at the wide receivers. Kincaid got hurt today. Obviously, it's a tight end. But if Waddle was available, overpay. I have no issue with the GM overpaying by saying, hey, we need that extra piece. And I still think the Bills are a great football team, and I still think they can make a run. But give yourself a little bit more of that margin of error. You can't tell me if Waddle was on your team today versus the Dolphins with the catches he made, you're probably not 2 games back. Overpay, who cares? Let's go win a Super Bowl.
Cole, Daniel Jones is having a great season. He's nowhere near the quarterback Josh Allen is. They overpaid for Sauce Gardner.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Put your chips in.
There you go.
At what point, as a GM in the front office, you say, if not now, then when?
Joe Whalen, one of our crew members, good Newfoundland boy, huge Jags fan. he declared himself officially out on Trevor Lawrence after this loss. Do you have some empathy for Joe?
I would say good for Joe.
Yeah.
Good for you, Joe. Because I think a lot of people should join him.
Yeah.
I do have some empathy for him, but Jay, here's the situation. Divisional game, you want to keep up with the Colts. You're having a good year.
Yep.
This is a must-win game. You got a 19-point lead. Trevor Lawrence has to find a way to win this game. You can't come out here and throw for 158. You got turnovers early. Things worked out. Joe, I understand.